Today we're talking about weather with Angie from Angie's Whether or Not. Angie, how did you get into weather forecasting?
Because my roommate said, why can't storms be fun? And that kind of clicked the switch in my head. And that's what got into what I'm doing.
What's hoodie weather?
Well, hoodie weather is actually what the temperature is right now. We're at my max high at 7 degrees. So this is hoodie weather. This could be one of Max's thinner hoodies, for say, or my team jacket. This could be classified as hoodie balmy weather.
Our friend Einstein has a question for you.
Hey Einstein, what kind of weather is best for watching squirrels?
Squirrel watching weather is probably the weather they have down there in Texas. That would be squirrel watching weather. Could be a little bit warmer. Squirrel watching weather, they could go and sit out on their porch right now if they want to watch it, or wait till it gets a little bit warmer. But up here, right now, it's perfect squirrel watching weather.
Awesome. It's always nice when we have better weather than Texas.
Hi, Angie. This is Kane. I want to know if you've ever had a hailstorm like the one you had last summer.
Not like the one last summer, but we have had a few doozies of a hailstorm. I saw the hailstones were like that big, and I'm sitting there going, holy doodle! But not like that one. But I do kind of predict, and I have that funny feeling that this year is going to be a quote-unquote wild weather year.
Why do you think it's going to be a wild weather year?
With the way the winters have been so far, it's been harsh. And I mean, too harsh for me to go out, so I hibernated. But I could be wrong. But you never know. We've not had a hailstorm like that for a long while, thankfully. Hopefully not again, but you never know with Mother Nature.
Absolutely. A few years ago, there was a smaller one that hit northeast Calgary. It still had damage, but not quite as bad as this one. This one,
yes,
it did $2.2 million damage to the townhouse complex I live in. I've never seen a storm that bad.
You know what? As a forecaster, I've never seen a storm that bad either. The weather's getting wackier, and we are actually the secret tornado alley.
Hello. Hi, Angie. My name's Blue, and I want to know what the hottest temperature and the lowest temperature you've ever had in Calgary. Thank you.
The hottest temperature was 35.2, and the lowest temperature was like minus 33, 34.
But it gets colder than that with the wind chill, doesn't it?
Oh, gosh, yeah. The wind chill is typically in the minus 40s, near minus 50.
Yeah. And minus 40, I mean, that gets so cold. I always think minus 40 is that point where Celsius and Fahrenheit actually hits.
Hi, Angie. I'm Wendell. I want to know if your average summers are getting hotter or colder.
Yes, our summers are getting hotter, and our winters are getting really cold. So, yes, our average temperatures are changing.
Yeah, we had a really weird winter this year, didn't we? Like, it felt like we didn't have winter until January. Like, we had a brown Christmas. It was, Max loved it. He got to go out so often during the fall, but, you know, sometimes we get snow as early, you know, I've seen late August, we have a few flakes. They don't stick around, but this year was really weird that way.
It was a really different winter, and it was really odd in temperature as well. I do agree with you on that for sure.
Question I get from a lot of people and a lot of comments, people will get mad and say, well, there's snow on the ground. How can you be outside with Max? And I sort of look and I say, I'm not abusing my bird. No. Notice anytime I go out with Max, he wears a hoodie and I go bare armed because this way I know exactly how he feels. He's super good. If he's not comfortable, he will tell me and he'll guide me to get home. So Calgary's got a really, really unique climate. And we have something that's called Chinooks. And I think a lot of people, it doesn't make sense to them that we have warm weather in the middle of winter, there's snow on the ground, and people are walking around in shirt sleeves, and Max is enjoying himself.
Hi, Angie. I'm Bozo. I want to know what a Chinook is, because I really don't know what that is.
In the indigenous language, it's actually called snow eater. So when it comes over the Rocky Mountains, it actually comes in as dry, from humid to dry air. And then when it comes down, it actually melts the snow because the wind is warm coming over the Rockies, and already being a warm temperature. That's why certain people, if they want, walk out in short sleeves. And it's the reason why Max can go out sometimes. That's because the wind being warm coming over the Rockies. And that's why when he wears a thinner hoodie, he can enjoy his fresh air, and you're keeping Max safe as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And Calgary is a very unique climate, and so is Southern Alberta.
Yeah, nowhere else really seems to get things like Chinooks. They don't have these respites during winter. They don't have, minus 30 one day, and a couple of days later, people are outside walking around in shirt sleeves.
Yeah, no, I don't see anywhere else with that kind of weather. But at the end of January into February, we did have quite a few days where we were below minus 30. And that was quite a long stretch for us. That we're not used to that kind of stretch. But this year, like you said, it was different. It kind of had a little bit of a weirdness to it, so to speak.
Well, I've noticed things have been getting so much hotter, too. We'll have those extended periods of super, super hot weather, and it doesn't even cool off at night, and it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Hi, Angie. My name's Dexter, and I'm kind of shy, and Blue keeps interrupting me. But I want to know, what's the most snow you've ever had in a winter?
A foot and a bit or so, like close to 2 feet, would be the most we've had since I started forecasting.
Yeah, since you started forecasting, but the one thing with the weather is sometimes you'll have these snow drifts and the wind will just whip things around.
Even the snow drifts could actually get half the size of me.
You'll see videos with really, really, really high snow drifts, but I think Calgary, because we have the Chinooks, the snow melts sometimes in between, so it just sort of keeps reducing and...
Yes, yep.
Although that's not great for things like roads, and roofs, the constant freeze thaw tends to wear them out a lot earlier. It tends to.
Yeah.
When does summer start? When can Max start going out reliably?
Reliably? I typically end of May, June, or May long weekend would be the best, but reliably, I would say end of May, beginning of June.
Thanks, Angie. It was great to sit down and chat about the weather.